Not everyone walking around in a human body carries the same sacred gifts. A soul, the ability to truly love, that natural link to source, or the chance to spiritually grow. This idea might feel safe to believe, but it's not the whole truth. It's not just wrong in theory. It's actually dangerous when you see how the world really works. The truth is, some people look completely human on the outside, but are totally hollow inside. They don't have a soul, and I mean this literally, not as a metaphor. Their awareness isn't connected to divine frequency. Their minds work, but it's like a copy of real consciousness. They show emotions that look real, but never create anything genuine. They're not here to evolve or build. They're here to take, copy, and destroy. These beings aren't just confused or hurt. They're basically empty vessels wearing human skin. The soul isn't just what makes you alive or able to think. It's your moral compass, where empathy flows from, the container of your purpose, and your reflection of the eternal. Your soul brings substance to your thoughts, makes your choices matter, and gives your feelings their genuine power. It's that inner spark that hungers for truth, craves beauty, and searches for meaning in everything. Someone with a soul struggles with right and wrong, reaches for spiritual expansion, and feels that sacred tremor when touching something divine. But a person without a soul might seem smart and copy emotions perfectly, yet they're missing that inner flame that drives us toward awakening and transformation. A person without a soul might be smart, funny, even magnetic, but there's no deeper mission steering their life. They can't feel right from wrong in their core because they're not connected to that greater web of meaning. Speaking in spiritual terms, they're not lost souls who fell from grace. They're hollow containers. Their thoughts don't spring from authentic inner knowing. What drives them forward is pure instinct. They're programming, or just copying what they see others do. They're like empty spaces, waiting for something that was never meant to fill them. These empty beings walking among us aren't some new revelation. In the ancient text, Pistis Sophia, we find descriptions of humans born without inner radiance, existing only to feed their base cravings and trap those who carry genuine spirit. Hindu teachings speak of asuras, entities wearing human faces but moving without sacred guidance. The Christian writings tell us about weeds mixed with the grain, revealing that some aren't born from illumination, but from shadow. These aren't just symbolic stories or spiritual poetry. They're diagnostic tools for recognizing what's real. Looking through today's psychological perspective, we typically label these people as narcissists, sociopaths, or those with antisocial traits. But the spiritual understanding reaches deeper. Psychology focuses on actions and brain patterns, while mystical wisdom examines core essence and divine purpose. Being mentally unwell doesn't mean you lack a soul, and seeming successful or fitting in perfectly doesn't guarantee you have one. What separates them isn't how they look or act on the surface. It's the frequency they carry within. One of the biggest red flags is their constant emotional emptiness. Someone without a soul rarely feels real feelings. Their laughter sounds cold and comes across as rehearsed or robotic. When people around them experience happiness or pain, they react with distance or bewilderment. They might act out sadness or rage, but never actually experience these states. Their emotional displays stay surface level, vanish quickly, and lack any authentic connection. This emotional void isn't just a bad day or specific situation. It shows up everywhere, with everyone they meet. Another major warning sign is their complete lack of real empathy. Beings without souls can't sense or vibrate with what others feel. They don't react to someone's suffering or joy in ways that show they actually understand. They might copy the face of someone who cares, but there's no compassion happening inside. This isn't because they don't know better. They simply can't form that connection. When they see someone hurting, they either look away, make it seem smaller than it is, or use it to benefit themselves. True caring and selfless acts are like a foreign language they'll never speak. Looking inward is natural for someone with a soul. People without souls almost never truly examine themselves. They dodge questions about why they do things, how they feel, or what they've done before. Instead, they shift blame, make up stories, or create chaos to avoid the spotlight. Their sense of self is weak and built completely on what others think of them. They can't grow from their errors because experiences don't sink into their core being. Without this inner conversation, they stay stuck and defensive, unable to transform or expand in any real way. For the soulless, manipulation isn't just a tool they use, it's their basic way of relating to everyone. They constantly deceive people, not always for money or things, but to keep their grip on situations and relationships. Their lies are complex webs that often contradict themselves. They use your trust against you without feeling bad, and regularly twist reality to make you doubt yourself. This endless deception is like a mask trying to hide the void inside them. While others might lie because they're scared or insecure, these beings lie as naturally as breathing, with complete indifference. Connections with soulless people are weak and completely unbalanced. They keep others around only. While there's something to gain, real bonds built on trust, devotion, or affection never truly form. They see people as objects or accessories, throwing them away once they've served their purpose. Those who spend time with them often walk away feeling exhausted or mentally scrambled. These beings can't experience true closeness. Their relationships work like business deals, focused on taking rather than sharing growth together. People without souls can't handle quiet or being still because it mirrors their inner emptiness. When silence surrounds them, they get fidgety, nervous, or feel forced to fill the space with chatter or distractions. Their unease with stillness shows they have no inner calm or spiritual anchor. This agitation drives them to talk non-stop, stare at screens endlessly, or use substances to stuff down the hollow feeling inside. They might use spiritual words or moral phrases heavily, but their frequency gives them away. They'll speak about love, truth, and illumination, yet their presence feels icy or vacant. This disconnect confuses people, making it hard to see what they really are. Their words act like a disguise, covering up their missing essence. Those sensitive to energy patterns pick up this clash as a deep disturbance in the field. Beings without souls constantly switch their stories, values, or loyalties without any real explanation. They reshape who they are to match whatever situation benefits them or to work the social angles. These changes aren't about evolving, they signal instability and opportunistic behavior. They're missing that steady center that stays true through time. This shape-shifting nature breaks down trust and leaves everyone around them feeling confused and off balance. If this truth stirred something deep within you, subscribe now. Souls seeking light must find each other. Join our awakened community and let's illuminate this path together. One of the clearest markers of someone without a soul is their emotional deadness. During moments that move others to tears, they might show a twisted smile. When someone opens up about deep wounds, they react with irritation or icy distance. In relationships, they follow a chilling pattern of copying emotions. At first, they shower you with extreme attention and warmth, but slowly reveal their need to manipulate, dominate, and pull away emotionally. After their target feels connected, their closeness isn't powered by affection but by ownership and control. Psychology calls this narcissistic abuse, but through a spiritual lens, we recognize it as energetic feeding. Someone who can't create their own radiance, sucking the life force from those who carry authentic light. Another telltale trait is their complete inability to feel awe or wonder. They can witness a sunset, see new life enter the world, or listen to transcendent music, yet stay emotionally unmoved. This happens because the soul is our receiver for experiencing reverence, beauty, and the sacred. Without one, a person might understand these things mentally, but can't touch their deeper frequency. Their existence lacks texture, and their drive remains purely physical. They chase money, recognition, sensations, or power, but never seek inner awakening. Their ambitions spread sideways into the material realm, but never reach upward towards source. People without souls typically talk in recycled phrases and stolen ideas. They seldom share original insights or show signs of deep thinking. Instead, they repeat whatever's trendy, expected, or serves their agenda. When you push them on profound questions about right and wrong, death or why we exist, they dodge or get angry. Their inner landscape is paper thin, and they're terrified someone will see through to the void. They often hide this shallowness behind polished personas: the enlightened mentor, the accomplished executive, the awakened guide. But these disguises fall apart when they face genuine pain, true mystery, or real closeness. Another huge red flag is their total lack of remorse. Even when you show them the damage they've done, they'll deny it, justify it, or act like it never happened. If they do say sorry, the apology often sounds rehearsed, hollow, or like a performance. They might act out regret, but there's no real understanding inside. Someone with a soul, when they see they've hurt another, actually feels that person's pain. They make amends, not just to escape punishment, but because their inner truth demands it. The soulless operate without this moral compass. They're driven by what's convenient. They do whatever gets results, not what's right. There's also a deeply unsettling pattern of chaos and fatigue that follows these soulless beings. People who spend time with them consistently describe feeling depleted, confused, or like something has been taken from them after encounters or relationships. This isn't just about dealing with difficult people. It's the result of an energetic mismatch. The soulless can't create their own light or vital force, so they siphon it from others, using attention-seeking, emotional triggers, or creating drama. Certain mystical teachings call them frequency parasites, entities that must feed on authentic soul energy because they carry none within themselves. In groups, they display an uncanny skill for blending in, shifting their personality to match whatever beliefs, words, and vibes surround them. This shape-shifting talent makes them tough to spot, especially in spiritual or healing circles, where it's easy to fake depth. They'll throw around mystical terms, talking about compassion, restoration, or enlightenment. But their behavior reveals zero real change. They stay exactly the same no matter how many workshops they join or sacred texts they recite. They gather wisdom as ammunition for power, never for true freedom. Maybe the most chilling sign shows up in their eyes, that complete deadness behind them. Many sensitive people describe gazing into a soulless person's eyes and finding nothing. No spark, no reflection, no one truly there. The eyes, known as portals to the soul, expose emptiness just as clearly as they reveal presence. When you meet the gaze of someone with a soul, even someone in deep pain, you witness life, suffering, beauty, and yearning. But in the eyes of the soulless, you often find only a void, a flatness that feels more frozen than death itself. People without souls drain your energy, not because they decide to, but because they can't produce any themselves. When someone with a soul walks into a space, the atmosphere often lifts. Others feel motivated, elevated, or peaceful. When someone soulless arrives, everything shifts the other way. The room might feel dense, and people start feeling foggy, worn out, or edgy. This doesn't always happen dramatically. Usually it's subtle but builds up over time. They leave behind a wake of emotional burnout, shattered trust, and crushed hope. This happens because they unconsciously pull from everyone else's life force. Their very presence becomes a vacuum. Counselors treating these individuals frequently describe feeling strangely exhausted, emotionally dulled, or scattered after appointments. Energy workers and empaths might get physically sick around them, as if their protective field has been pierced. Seeing them for what they are isn't about being judgmental or paranoid. It's about spiritual discernment. Recognizing the soulless means safeguarding your life force, your inner clarity, and your sacred journey. The primary tool is to sense, not think, not rationalize, but truly sense. Your body and heart perceive what your mind can't always grasp. When someone repeatedly leaves you, depleted, scrambled, or questioning your inner knowing, take notice. When their language sounds awakened but their frequency feels icy or vacant, trust what you're sensing. Watch for alignment. Do their behaviors match their promises? Do they express kindness when there's no audience? Can they embrace quiet, or are they constantly putting on a show? Another way to recognize them is through the silence test. Sit peacefully beside them. Offer no conversation. Ask nothing. Allow the quiet to deepen. If they squirm, if they grow restless, if they rush to stuff the space with fake feelings or anxious talk, something's wrong. The soulless can't settle into stillness because stillness mirrors their inner void. Quiet acts as a reflection. The soulless despise reflections that reveal their emptiness. To shield yourself, you need to strengthen your own spirit. This doesn't call for superstition or panic, just clarity and centeredness. Start your mornings by anchoring into your own presence. Voice your connection to Source out loud. Use words that match your spiritual framework, but be unwavering. The soulless respond to boundaries, not gentleness. Create energetic walls just like you'd build physical ones. Picture yourself surrounded by radiant golden frequency. Keep sacred objects close, not as magic charms, but as focal points for your awareness. Sacred symbols, like the Ankh, the Eye of Horus, or the cross, aren't merely religious decorations. They're vibrational anchors. When you have to engage with someone soulless, guard your inner world. Don't reveal your visions, your wounds, or your mystical discoveries. They won't grasp them and might weaponize them later. Stay courteous, but closed. Show respect, but withhold trust. Above all, feed your soul through beauty, communion with the divine, inner stillness, and time in nature. The brighter your soul radiates, the stronger your immunity to their pull. If this resonates with you, join our community by subscribing today. Remember, true light cannot be extinguished. It can only be revealed.